Welcome to Spark School Software. In this tutorial video, I'll show you how to create, share, and manage forms, a powerful feature to collect information and even payments from families in your school community. Forms in Spark are custom pages you can build to collect responses like permission slips, surveys, event RSVPs, or registration forms. They're flexible, easy to create, and can even include payments if needed. To get started, go to Forms in the admin side of your platform. Then click Add New Form Page. Select one of our pre-made templates or create a new form from scratch. A template can be viewed before you select it. Once in the template, you can change the name, description, and add, delete, or edit elements as desired. If selecting to create a form from scratch, you'll start by entering the form's details, such as the name, description, and who in the school should be notified of a submission. Once you select a form template or to create a form from scratch, you'll enter the form builder. The main section shows a preview of your form, and the left column shows all the elements you've added. To add a new element, click Add Form Element in the Layers section or in the Preview section, and select from our element types. Once you've selected an element, you can edit it by clicking the Edit icon in the Preview section next to the element, or on the three-dot menu in the Form Layers section and clicking Edit. Add a name or label to your element and any helper information for your submitters. Determine if this should be a required field on your form, and click in Submission Title if needed. If this is checked, the information entered in this field will appear in the submission title when you receive it. This is useful if you need identifying information in a form submission. Drop-down elements enable you to create several options for your submitters to choose from. Signature elements enable you to collect a signature from the submitter. Payment elements enable you to collect payments or donations. Your online payments do need to be set up in Spark before you can use this input. Display elements enable you to display information or create a line just to add visual appeal. You can create a header or a text section. And finally, the layout elements enable you to arrange elements vertically or horizontally, just for better visuals. Once you have your elements, you can rearrange them by dragging and dropping them in the Form Layers section. The elements you're working with in the Form Layers section will be highlighted in the Preview section. And be sure to save any changes you make before leaving the form builder. Forms can be stylized using two different templates. The public template allows you to add not only a title to your form, but also an icon such as your school logo, a banner, and a contact button at the top of the form. This template type is good for public forms. The school resource template will add your school logo and name automatically to the top of the form, and you can also add a form title. This is good for internal forms sent to families, guardians, or students. Here's an example of a form using the public template with a banner added at the top. Any of these template types can also receive a theme color. You can have a background color on your form and a primary color, which determines the color of the submission button. Again, save any changes you make to your form. Once your form is ready, click Share at the top right to make the form public or to send it to specific people. If the Open to Public box is checked, anyone with the link will be able to view and submit the form. You can set the dates the form is viewable by clicking Set Public Dates. You can copy the link for the form or capture a QR code to send to submitters. If Post to School Resources and Information page is checked, your form will be posted to both Guardian portals and to your school's Resources and Information page. At any time, you can click Go to Public Page to view the form you've built. Forms that are posted publicly can be filled out and submitted by anyone with access to the form. To make sure you know who has submitted the form, use the Submitter Name input element. Using this input will enable you to see who submitted the form on the submission. To request a form submission from a person or group of people, use the Send Requests button or go to the Requests tab in your form and click Add New Form Requests. Requests will be sent via email, and you can send requests to anyone in your Spark platform or to outside emails. When sending to guardians, a request can be sent for the entire family or for each student within the family. You can also go through the list and deselect requests from those not needed. When creating requests, you can create a group to put them in. This will help you organize your requests. One recommendation is to group requests according to the date for which they were sent. You can also send an optional message to all recipients in the group. Later, you can send customized messages to individuals within the group as well. Finally, you can choose to either send the request emails immediately or to simply create the form requests to send at a later date. Once requests have been created, you can view a list of all the requests for that form in the Form's Requests tab. Requests that were created within a group will be grouped together. You can edit the group by changing the name or the message you're sending to recipients, and even selecting a send date in which the program will automatically send the email requests for you. If emails were already sent with the request, you can resend the email if needed. You can also click into an individual request and edit it. You can edit the name of the recipient, their email, send a message to that recipient, and even edit the form itself for that person if needed. Finally, requests can be placed in a group or moved to a different group by selecting the requests and then clicking Move to Group. Once you've built your forms and either shared them publicly or through form requests, you will begin receiving submissions. To view all form submissions, go to Forms, Submissions. You can filter these submissions by the form, or you can click into the form itself and go to the Submissions tab to view the submissions just for that form. Simply click on a form submission to read it. You can also link submissions to specific people in your platform. If the form was sent via a request to a guardian, student, or staff member already in your platform, it will be automatically linked to that person. However, there might be some submissions that have not been automatically linked. To link them, go into the submission, click the link icon, and select which person in your platform you want to link it to. You can also change which person a submission is linked to if needed. Once a form is linked to a person, it will appear in that person's Form Submissions tab in their profile. Submissions sent from a form request can also be viewed in the Requests tab of the form. This way, you can easily keep track of who has submitted the form request and who has not. Form submissions that included a payment will have the amount indicated. A billing account can be selected in the form submission in which to store the submission, or a refund can be generated from the submission. All payments made through forms will also be stored in Billing on the Payments page. If your form includes a payment, there are some settings you can adjust. In the form, go to Form Settings, and then go to the Payment Options or Submission Receipt tabs. In Payment Options, you can override your school's default payment settings for this form and give payers different options, or change the fee settings as needed. You can also enable display-only payments. This means that submitters will only see what they owe for this event, but no charges will actually be processed through the form. This is useful for your own records or if you have not enabled online payments in Spark. In the Submission Receipt tab, you can customize the receipt submitters will receive after submitting a payment form. You can customize the receipt body and the footer. Your school's name and logo will automatically appear at the top of the receipt. As usual, be sure to save any changes you make to either of these tabs. To recap, to use our Forms feature, go to the Admin Side Forms section. Create a new form either from scratch or from one of our pre-made templates. You can add payment fields and signature fields to your forms as needed. Share your forms either publicly with a link or through form requests to specific people. Submissions will come to your main submissions page or to the individual forms submissions tab. If you need any help, click the question mark icon and go to our support guide, our FAQ, or contact us with your question. And as always, keep sparking your school forward.